Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails in the Sky. Last time we went on a slight extermination quest and of course exploring the entire southern region of Zeiss, which took a little bit longer than I expected, but we saw the fort, we saw the tower, we saw Elmo's little village, so we did see a lot. And what I want to do is I want to report the extermination request. And then I want to go up to the factory and talk to the librarian on the other job we have standing. And if we manage to finish that today, which I'm reasonably sure we can continue on with the main story about the Black Orbment. So let's see. Nothing extra, fine. Welcome back. It looks like you finished your job. If you clear any other contracts, make sure you come here and report it. Yes, we will. I'll report it, one going. That's what we're gonna do now. Becoming a temporary librarian. But the way they said that you need to finish a couple of jobs first before you can actually do it, I suggest those jobs are gonna be just the thing to keep us busy. And I do remember that I think it was on the second floor. Yes, I think this looks very much like your library. Excuse me? We saw your request on the bulletin board. Oh my, you're here already. I only just put in the request a little while ago. Well, we had just come in to change assignments, so we were ready for work. Well, shall we get started then? Yes. That's fine. This is about hiring a temporary librarian, right? Yes, that's right. It turned out to be much more of an ordeal than expected. What kind of ordeal? Well, I'll explain that in a moment. Beforehand though, I have a matter that I would like you to help settle. Consider it a favor, if you will. What kind of matter are you referring to? Well, the archives loaned out some books out to various central factory departments. Sometimes they keep them past the due date and don't pay the fees. First, I'd like you to go get our books back. What? That's simple. Where do we need to go? Let's see. And they should be in the 3rd floor design room, the 4th floor lab and clinic. Okay, the 3rd floor and the 4th floor. Alright, got it. Is that everything? Yes. Please come back once you have them. Okay, we will. We'll start immediately. Shouldn't be too hard. Just take the elevator. And there's the actual book. Septic optics, alright. I probably don't need to talk to anyone about that. We just need to recover the books. There's the other one, Kitty Talk for Dummies. Is something the matter? This is the factory clinic. We're equipped with dealing with conventional illnesses too, so don't hesitate to come on in. Yeah, just like it was at the last time, didn't change at all. Tomorrow's cooking. As long as they don't use tomatoes they grow in there, I think tomorrow's cooking will be pretty decent. Oh, are you done? We brought them for you. Hand it over the Septian Optic Annals, and hand it over tomorrow's cooking. Hand it over Kitty Talk for Dummies. All the books have been returned. Quest Temporary Librarian completed. Good, now we have all the books again. Thank you for your assistance. It was no big deal. We didn't have any issues. Oh, that's good to hear. In that case, perhaps I should go ahead and ask you for help with my favorite type of work. Oh, that's right. You mentioned having some significant problems somewhere along the line. So, what kind of work is it? Oh, just like before, we need some overdue materials returned. The book in question is called The Herb Woodpecker. Well, we make note of that. Right, Herb Woodpecker. So, it's a book about birds, right? So, do you have any clues for us? Yes, as a matter of fact, take a look at this. Why does this feel like the quest we had in Ruin? With finding the missing item? Approach the man of stone standing in silence within the mountain village pond, and you shall receive. The man of the stone standing silence within the mountain village pond. Okay, I wrote that down, but what the heck is it? Well, it was written on a card that was taken from the book. I imagine it's some kind of hint to its whereabouts. A hint of bad poetry, maybe? So, it was only borrowed because someone with way too much time on their hands wanted to hide it somewhere. Evidently so. It's the sort of trick that researchers used to play on each other long ago. I have no idea what should possess someone to hide a book of all things. But we certainly have our fair share of unusual characters. It's not surprising that any of them might follow such a bizarre custom. Anyway, I leave this matter in your capable hands, so please, bring the book back. Hey, hold on a second, is this the only lead we have? I'm afraid so, but the guild sent you, so I have every confidence in your ability. Well, that's just awesome. Understood. It will be difficult work, but we will do all that we can. You may have to search every nook and cranny in Zeiss, but I'm sure you'll find it. I'll be waiting here. When you do find it, please bring it back to me. Let's get this show on the road then. I look forward to seeing you again. Well, alright, that is an extremely interesting quest, to be honest. So let's get out in front of the building. So we're talking about a statue in a pond of a mountainside village, right? Which one? There it is. Returned all the books so we can report that one. Approach the man of stone standing in silence within the mountain village pond, and you shall receive. So we're actually talking about a statue in the middle of a pond. Well, in Elmo Village we did see a pond in front of the sauna place. But I don't think there was a statue in it. I think there are just a few pipelines to gather up the water from the deep. So maybe in another region? Alright. This is extremely interesting, let's say that at least. Well, while we're here, we might as well just deliver this quest first. Small fee, small points. But we got a rank advancements to 3rd class and Death Blow 1 quart as a perk. Welcome back, it looks like you finished your job. If you get any other contracts, make sure you come here and report it. Alright, yeah, in order to discern where it is, I need to have more information. I need to know all the locations in this area. So we got the fort. We got the village with the lake, Elmo Village, but I don't see a statue in there. And we have an entire region we haven't even looked at, so... Do we want to have a look around and what locations are attached to this? Maybe? Sanctum Gates, is that the only thing? Okay, let's have a quick look at the gate. Because if it isn't there, then it has to be Elmo Village, and we must have not seen the statue then there. Or it could be in the back of the inn, maybe. But if this is an active quest, we should be able to talk to the people and get ahead in that quest. Fort Leiston and Sanctum Gate. Let's go to both locations and check it out. Ooh, just EP Charge EX. Yes. You came back. I knew you would. Yeah, and if you have more items, I will be back for a 3rd time. Warning, military property ahead. Well, at least we're allowed to go in. And more enemies. This is a lot like the other road we had on around Bose. It's empty. Diabolical. So just having a quick look around both areas. See if there's anything interesting there. Reviving bomb, always good. It's empty. Heinous. EP charge again. It's empty. Outrageous. I like heinous a bit more than that. There's a very big road just to get to a location. Oh, and I have explicitly trying to avoid combat, and now we get 5. And they're pretty strong at that. And seeing as we are in the middle, I don't know if we'll be able to beat them. See if we can take it down. Oh, by a sliver. Okay, I think we are in serious trouble right now. I feel like we should try and run, because we are against 6 enemies. None of them are dead. Josh was in need of healing. And Estelle is a long ways off, so Joshua's not going to survive this if we stay here. So let's see if we are allowed to run in this kind of situation. We are, thank God. Kira bomb. Double dipping is against the rule. Oh, it definitely is. Especially when it comes to snacks. Never double dip. It's a heinous crime. Do a small tear as well. Ooh, can we move here? No chest, at least so far as I can see. This is the Royal Army base of Leisten Fortress. Civilian access is prohibited. I insist that you leave this area immediately. Alright, not much to do here. I'm sure we'll be back here eventually for a quest or some sort. Alright, let's go back to the main road and check the other branching road. Alright, so let's check out the other side, see what we can find there. And once we're there, we should have all the locations already, let's say, scouted out. So we just need to pinpoint on which of the ones we need to be for the actual quest to find the new clues. And this could be a checkpoint into a new region, so shouldn't be too big. Something up? The chief's inside, you can take any problems to him. Welcome to Sanctum Gate. Please proceed inside. The gate is part of the ruins of Old Annenberg Castle. We welcome sightseers. Oh well. There's been a lot of monsters killing requests coming in for me. And lots of monsters I've never seen before. That cannot be a good sign. Yeah, who knows, maybe it's a sign of things to come. Big changes. Alright, let's see what's on the inside. Welcome to Sanctum Gate. We've repurposed it into a checkpoint for the capital, but the historic ruins remain. Even with the Republic airships, we still have many visitors who come just for the sightseeing. Oh, are you here to study? Please ask me anything. I can tell you anything, well, anything I know at least. Guess you see how it goes. Hey, long time no see. Oh hey, it has been a long while. Who's this? You remember that kid who was looking for a quartz fragment in Roland, don't you? Remember? We took the request to find it a while back. A while back? I think it's the 3rd episode of this series. That is a really long time ago. But I remember. Are you headed to Grensel? Nah, we're off to Zeiss. We made some cash in Grensel and have a shopping to do. Mom said we're gonna take this mirror and stock up on orbments. They say the eyes are the first to go, but she can still spot a good deal. I can see you're still an obnoxious brat. What? I'm only saying what everybody else is thinking. Catch you later. If I hang around too long, my mom will tear me a new one. Grensel is such a nice place. It certainly lives up to the image of our capital. Everyone is free with their wallets too. Our crafts have never sold better. We managed to put together some capital. I think we're off to stock up on ornament products. If we resell them in the Republic, we can make quite a hefty profit for ourselves. A businesswoman, and a really good one it seems. I'm just looking around, just in case we find anything of interest. The Sanctum garrison main duty is the castle gates, but we also do street patrols. The Queen's birth celebration is coming up, and that means an increase in travelers. And if we had an attack by a particularly fierce monster, we need to plan for that now. Okay, so this is probably leading to Grensel. So we'll definitely be back here again once we're done with Zeiss. That can take a little bit. Welcome to the Sanctum Gate. This is an inn. It's open to all travelers, so come on in. There's a restaurant next door where my daughter works. You should drop by. The food is surprisingly good. We will check it out. Mainly because I'm interested in the recipes and beyond anything than that. We took the gorgeous scenic route here. The trees were so beautiful. The colors of these old stones are so romantic. It was like we were in our own personal storybook. It was like we were Oscar and Princess Cecilia. I was on my way to Grensel for the birthday celebrations, and then I decided to invite my girlfriend and take the herb scenic route here. Walking through the trees hand in hand. It was like a dream. Well, you two have fun. I, on the other hand, have work to do. I was actually hoping that this would lead to the restaurant. So far it leads only to more locations of this refurbished castle. Liberal's peaceful again today. If there's one problem, is that it's too peaceful and we all keep falling asleep. Oh, I've got to hold up until my replacement arrives. That's the least of your worries. Alright. Did I miss the restaurant, or was I already there but didn't acknowledge it as a restaurant? Would so be a thing of me to do. The Grensel region is just up that way. We won't be able to get in without a pass. Then they should close the door, maybe? There it is. My husband never comes home, and even living a capital life can be tiresome. We walked here from the capital along the herb scenic route. Oh, it's a beautiful little tree and garden lined up. If you're going to the capital, I recommend using it. Welcome! Oh, it's almost time for the soldiers to have lunch. I do hope Private Jules can make it. Ah, a fan of jewels, are you? Welcome, come right in. Please, have a seat anywhere. Do we have enough money for that? Yes, we do. Oh, still a little bit left. These two already have, good. Then we can keep it. Alright, doesn't seem that the statue in a lake is here. So I'm guessing it has to be Elmo's little village. So let's go there and see if we can find the clue. If we cannot, then we'll need to think about what we're gonna do. But it seems to be a lot longer than I expected this to be. So let's check it out. Alright, so let's see if this little pond is actually what we're looking for. Of course, that's definitely not a statue in a pond. Looks more like an entry point of some kind. Nothing to react with, no clue. We did see a door over here. Bomb shed. Is there anyone that can tell me if this is where we need to be? The boy over there is a major hottie. Yes, Joshua is. We know that by now. Alright, text hasn't even changed. Welcome, this is the Maple Leaf Inn with a lot of fine springs. Alright. Yeah, I'm just trying to find if there's any way for us to get into the bath, because the bath itself could possibly be what we're looking for. I know, Percy, I know. So at the moment, I'm not seeing anything that fits with the clues that we found. Approach the man of stone standing in silence within the mountain village pond. I don't see it. It could be very descriptive. Maybe it's something else. Well, there is water next to here, but there's nothing in it. The man of statue. Nothing we can actually interact with. Very perplexing. So I think I'll need to leave this go for now, because I have absolutely no idea where we need to go for this. Approach the man of stone standing in silence within the mountain village pond. Ye shall receive. They talk about a village. There's only one village here, which is Elmo Village, and there is a pond, but there's nothing to interact with. Oh well. We have to think about this. We have a little bit of time. Maybe it's part of a story. And we need to find the book where there is another hint in it. So yeah. Alright. So I'm going to go back to Zeiss. And we're gonna see about the Black Orbment. This is a long quest. So we still have a little bit of time before we need to complete it. And maybe by getting a main story part, we're gonna go further ahead to a location that I might have not even think about and where the clue might be. So let's continue on for now. Alright. And looking at this location, I still can't see anything that will sound in my head like that's where we need to be. So, like I said, we're gonna leave it for now. I'm doing this episode, and the next one I will think about potential locations that it could hint to, places we've been, places we haven't been. And if I find something worthy of checking out, we're gonna do that together next time. And I think once we've go towards Black Orbment main story bit, I think afterward we still have time to do it. So let's talk a little bit about the Black Orbment. Oh, you were the ones with Tina before, no? Welcome to the Central Factory. Can I help you? Well, we are from the Bracer Guild. We'd like to meet with the factory head if we may. Estelle reached into her pouch, paused for a dramatic effect, and then flourished the introduction note to meet the factory chief. Joshua looked stoic and tried not to roll his eyes. Oh, I see. Just a moment, please. Hazel used the intercom, keeping one wary eye on Estelle all the while. Sir, I'm terribly sorry to bother you during your... Oh, yes, sir. Yes. The people from the Bracer Guild are... yes, sir. Right away. Well, thank you for waiting. Factory Chief Murdoch will see you now. His office is upstairs on the 2nd floor. Nice. I didn't think he'd see us that quickly. Let's not keep him waiting. The Factory Chief's office is on the 2nd floor. You can take the elevator on the left. Alright. Well, we did find this door locked last time we were here. Ah, hey. I've been waiting for you too. Estelle and Joshua, right? Yes, it's nice to meet you, sir. We're sorry to bother you at work like this. Oh no, don't worry yourselves about that. The Bracer Guild, and Cassius in particular, have done a great deal for me in the past. It would be rude of me not to welcome his children. You know Dad? I guess you might say that. He was my benefactor. It's no exaggeration to say that the Central Factory produces the finest orbments in the land. Naturally, the confrontations over our craft have never really stopped. Whenever we had a problem, we'd always contact the roll-up branch and have him come over. I see. That explains all the business trips then. And now, my benefactor's kids come to visit me themselves. So what can I do for you? I'm happy to help. Thanks, sir. It's kind of a long story. Joshua and Estelle explained to Murdoch about the events surrounding the mysterious Black Orbment. I see. Well then. Would you mind if I had a look at this orbment? Oh sure, no problem. Estelle produced the Black Orbment and handed it to the factory chief. Now, this is certainly an oddity. It's obviously made from modern materials, but the caliber isn't inscribed anywhere. Caliber? You mean the number that carved into the orbment's frame? Exactly. It's almost unheard of for an orbment to be produced without them. That's not just in Liberal either. Most other nations on the continent are the same way. It's been a tradition dating back to when the orbments were first invented, 50 years ago. You don't say. Estelle took out her combat orbment and eyeballed it suspiciously. You're right. There are numbers right here. Crazy. You mean to say that you never noticed it in all this time? Ah, you hush. But seriously, is it really that strange for one to have no caliber on it? It's pretty much a part of the production process, and that goes for any Orbal factory. It's as if this one were a prototype or something. If so, I'd imagine it wasn't made to entertain at birthday parties, if you take my meaning. Ah, so less with the sweet and awesome, more with the stabby hurty. Okay, got it. Of course, I can't say for certain without looking inside. What is it? Bah, I can't find the maintenance cover. And now that I really look at it, it has no seams to it at all. How the hell was this thing made? I don't see any way to check out the inside of it. Oh man, would it be possible to cut it open? Well, that might work, yes, but I hate to just break something belonging to Cassius like that. Oh, okay. Maybe we should let that professor handle it. Oh, right, the one mentioned in the note. Yeah, he should be able to tell us something. Well, there was a note that was included with the orbment. Estelle showed Murdoch the note that was in the package for Cassius. Please ask Professor R to do an analysis. You wouldn't happen to know who this Professor R is, would you? Well, let me think. From the letter R and the people that Cassius knew, it must be Professor Russell. I thought so. Who's Professor Russell? Oh, wait a second. Do you know this guy? I don't know, but I know of him. He's known as the person who brought Orbal technology in Liberal in the first place. Hey, you know your stuff. As I'm sure you know, orbments were invented by Professor Epstein, and Professor Russell was one of his disciples. 40 years ago, he brought the orbments and his knowledge back, and that's why Liberal is a technologically advanced nation. You might say that he was the father of the Orbal Revolution. Wow, now that is impressive. Man, I had no idea that Dad knew anybody like that. Even so, it worries me a little that you'll be letting the old professor handle this orbment. We have no idea what it is, really. Well, how you put this, for good or ill, he is a certified genius. When he gets an idea for a new invention in his head, there's just no telling what he'll do. Much like the time when he was developing the first Orbal airship. Oh. What's with the far off look? I guess that a lot happened. I'm sorry. I'm sure that he'll be able to figure this out. Go find him and ask him about it. It can definitely not hurt. Thanks, Chief. So, where would you go to find him? Hold on a moment. Murdoch flipped the switch on the intercom. Testing, testing. Ah, good. Actually, I've been looking for you. Sorry to bother you, but can you come here? Alright, I'll be waiting. What? Did you just call the professor or something? Oh, no. He actually has a private workshop in town. He has all the latest technology at his disposal, so I know he can figure out something about that thing. Wow, he really must be a genius. Wait, then who do you call? His granddaughter. She works here at the factory. I'm sure the child will be happy to show you the way. The child? Excuse me? Tita! What? You? Oh, Estelle and Joshua? You mean that you know each other? Yeah, we only just met a little while ago though. So then, I guess that she's the professor's granddaughter? Exactly. Tita? I've been talking with Estelle and Joshua here. I'd like for you to show them the way to your house. To see Grandpa? Okay, I will. I appreciate it. Ah, yes. If you know anything new, I'd love it if you come back and told me. And as an engineer, I'm extremely curious to know more about this. Sure. No problem. If you'll excuse us then. Hey, I didn't think you'd be coming. And you're even the granddaughter of the famous professor? It's no wonder you're so comfortable with orbments. Oh, come on. I'm still just studying under Grandpa. And by the way, do you Braces have business with my grandpa? Well, sort of. The situation is kind of complicated. We can explain everything once we see your grandfather. Oh, okay. My house is in the southwest corner of town. Get off the escalator and go straight until you reach the southern entrance. Then turn to the west and there it is. Got it. Well, let's get moving. Yes, I want to go into the room straight away. Anything the matter? The professor's private facility is on the southwest corner of town. If you learn anything, please let me know. I have to admit, part of this too is intensely fascinating. I can imagine so. A new orbment, no production number. Well, I think anybody would want to know more about it. So why would you be the exception? Alright, so what I'm gonna do between this episode and the next one is trying to locate the location that we got from the hint and see if we can solve it before going to Professor Russell. Because where we need to be is actually all the way here on the side of town. This is his house. We've already been here. We already checked it out. He was just a little bit preoccupied with other stuff. So next time we're gonna go into the house, but we might also start the episode by continuing on with the quest about the hints. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through every house, talk to everybody, check the book story we saw in the library, because it might be very specific that we can read that book around the time that we got this quest, so there might be a hint in there. And I want to check out again the village, the fortress, the fort, all the empty spaces. Just see if we can find any hint that will lead us to the next clue. But this one, it's a doozy, but I think together we can figure it out. And if you want to give me hints, as long as they're not spoilery, you are more than welcome to it. But I think we should be able to figure it out. So that's it for next time. So for now, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And I will see you next time on the big puzzle hunt. Bye bye.